Hello, my name is Darsha Narvaez, and I'm welcoming you to Evolve Nest Explained. I'm a professor emerita at the University of Notre Dame, and I'm here with Mary Tarsha, who's a student, ABD at the moment, at the university's Department of Psychology and Kroc Institute for International Peace Studies. Hi, Mary.
Hi, Darsha.
Today we are discussing component number 4 of the Evolve Nest, positive social climate. So let's just introduce the nest a little bit. Humans evolved to be nested. That helps us grow into well-functioning human beings. We thrive when we're nested. And our nest for young children optimizes children's development, fostering their thriving and their resilience. And what do we mean by child thriving or resilience or well-being? Well, it includes physical health, happiness and well-being, self-acceptance and self-confidence, self-control, emotional intelligence, sociality and social skills, empathy, perspective taking, kindness, and active curiosity. Nestedness throughout life supports thriving for all ages. So adult well-being and thriving includes having a quiet mind, inner happiness, childlike glee, vitality, authentic helpfulness, unconditional listening, empathy, being fully alive and feeling love and compassion for others. It includes also the ability to connect to the spiritual world, to the natural world, and to respect and honor life in all its forms, and think about future generations. So there are many, many characteristics that we see in societies that provide the nest and the thriving of the adults that we can observe. So we have identified 9 components of humanity's evolved nest. And for young children, those first 2 are necessary, are part of our reaching for thriving. But all the rest of them are for all of us, all ages need number 3 through number 9. Many of these are then important for maintaining our well-being throughout life. And as you can see, they include soothing perinatal experiences during gestation and birth and after birth, on-request breastfeeding for several years, positive touch, no negative touch, positive welcoming climate, the focus today, self-directed social play, allo mothers or allo parents or mentors, responsive relationships, nature connection, nature immersion and connection, and healing practices. So our focus today is on positive climate as one of the 9 components of the evolved nest that every child needs to thrive and to reach their potential.
And I'd just like to say, one of the great things about the nest is it really is empowering because it's helping us understand what we need to thrive and to reach our potential. And so there's oftentimes all of us in one way or another have ways that we can grow in one of these components that we need to work on, ways to increase, for example, positive climate that we're going to talk about. And we're going to talk about how important it is and why it's so important for thriving. But just understanding that it is important and why it's a basic need really empowers all of us to come up creatively with ways to meet that need and then also to help others in order to foster that.
Right, so these 9 components are discovered from looking at interdisciplinary research from various fields and pulling together what brings about the human well-being, the cooperative human nature. We all can pitch in wherever we are in trying to help our families and our communities get these needs met, provide the nest, provide the particular component. So let's go on to positive welcoming climate.
So a positive climate starts with supporting the mother. And as we talk about in other slides, this is even supporting the mom even before she becomes pregnant. but also especially during pregnancy and beyond. And so this is showing how important it is that women need other women, women need other moms, and that all of us can help contribute to supporting mothers at all stages.
You have to remember we are embodied beings, and our bodies need to feel support to maintain a positive biochemistry, to make sure all the systems are working harmoniously to keep us alive and keep us thriving. And the positive social support is a key component of that. We know now from multiple kinds of research.
Mhm. Yeah, so what does maternal support look like? Well, it involves a community that is welcoming the baby, and it is an experience that the mother has of a village of other caregivers that she can lean on, or others helpers to help not only her, but also the baby. And this provides, as Darsha was saying, this calm, socially connected experience so that she's not socially stressed and that she's able just to relax and enjoy the process of mothering.
And to feel a connection to the baby, she's able to take a moment while the baby's in the womb, the fetus is in the womb, and communicate positive energy, right, to that fetus as it's growing so quickly.
And what does welcoming a baby look like, Tarsha?
Yes, welcoming the baby to the outside world means that birth is a soothing experience. There's no trauma that's induced. The baby stays with the mother and is not separated, is not um, treated with, traumatizing experiences. Now we have a special um, PowerPoint and podcast about birth, so we won't go into much detail here. But it's also that feeling of being loved. The baby is wanted. The baby's accepted and welcomed by being held and cuddled and kept in optimal arousal conditions, right? So their biochemistry is growing, is in the right condition, the positive condition for growing appropriately. So there's face-to-face, body-to-body enjoyment of one another. The mother, the father, the caregivers learn to pick up on the baby's cues and respond to keep that baby calm and happy. That's going to make a positive, pleasant personality. And the caregivers need to understand that we really co-regulate one another. So the baby's actually helping the mother stay calm too and recover from birth. And the baby needs to be on bodies of the adults who are regulated so that the baby learns to regulate. They're like a fetus until 18 months of age. That's their whole system isn't really well developed to self-regulate. They're not a little machine. They are a work in progress, and they need the caregiver to be there physically and responsively with them.
Yes, and if there is a lack of regulation or synchrony between the mother and baby, then the question really is, how can we support the mother and baby? It's not, like condemning them or in any way, but it's really asking the question of what they need to be surrounded by in order for that type of bond to naturally take place.
And there's a way to learn then if they get uncoordinated between mom and baby or baby and caregiver to reconnect and resynchronize in communication and being body to body, belly to belly is particularly helpful for that.
Yep, and this is all really important to contribute to the sense of really mattering throughout the life, throughout all of life. So this is important for babies, but also children of all ages. And so this is important for feeling significant, right? Which is vital for human well-being. And is also, interestingly, a protective factor against self-harm. And showing care towards others encourages their sense of mattering. And you can just see that in that picture there, right? The delight on the child's face really can feel that.
So the components of mattering that have been explored through research are these: to be noticed, to get attention, right? To be cared about, to feel like you're important to someone else, to have others depend on you. This is be for not a baby, for others. To have an ego extension, that someone's emotionally invested in you and affected by what happens to you. So this is something that babies would pick up. Being missed, noted absence, that you're not there, that's a signal that you matter to others. Being appreciated and valuable to others too. And for babies, that would be attending to them and carrying them and being with them, not isolating them, not distressing them, not hurting them in any way. And then individuation, being cherished for your unique true self. And this is what you want to do in the nest, is set up to do this, to honor the uniqueness of each person, and expect a difference and expect uniqueness and gifts that are going to be unfolding in each person. What are the ways we can learn to promote a sense of mattering, Mary?
Yeah, so on the left-hand side, these are kind of the action points. And then on the right-hand side, it shows exactly what we mean by that. So the first one is ask. You can ask the child what they think or what they prefer. And you can also inquire about their hopes, their feelings, their fears, their values, and their interests. And importantly, you can acknowledge their efforts and achievements, and also to express gratitude and appreciation to them. And, all of these can be said, with even just a few sentences. It doesn't have to be a very long, drawn out, but they're very powerful. Investing time and energy in their well-being. The next one is express belief in the capacities of the other person, and telling them. So letting them know that they're needed also contributes to their sense of mattering. And also the way you reacting with compassion when you're expected or needed. And go out of your way to enhance, their well-being, and you can share events and memories, both positive and negatively.
So all these are how to establish and maintain a positive climate wherever you are with whomever you are. So parents with children, but children with children, adults with adults, whoever you are, wherever you are, you can convey a sense of mattering to the people around you with these kinds of activities. The positive group climate is something that is part of our heritage. We evolved in small groups, nomadic foraging groups, where most of the time you're feeling pretty cool, joyous, serene, expansive, and very little sadness, anger, fear, humiliation. And we've found in our studies that adults who report more of these kinds of feelings in childhood, of the positive feelings, and less of the negative feelings, they're more secure in their attachment, they're mentally healthier, they're less distressed, and less likely to be self-protective when they're with other people and be more open-hearted. So it's really part of the positive group climate that the emotions that you're marinating in are mostly positive, that you feel loved and cherished, appreciated. So this mattering, right? And you're able to create positive reactions in others. You're able to help them feel like they matter, right? And so you develop deep friendships together. Now, in our ancestral context, when people got upset and couldn't get along, they could actually move away for a while. Nomadic foraging, you find another spot in the forest or something. Now we have less opportunity for that today to move, but we can still take a walk, take 10, count to 10, do some jumping jacks, whatever it is that where we're upset and we can't calm down, let's, separate ourselves and try to calm ourselves down so we can come back and reconnect. So we have to understand that our emotions, if we haven't been raised in a positive environment, maybe we get more angry or more fearful more easily, then we're going to have to learn more calming, self-calming techniques in order to maintain that positive group serenity, joy, and expansiveness. And one of the best ways to have this joy and serenity and expansiveness is to play, which is another component of the evolved nest. So please look that up, because we can all play all day long with everybody. And then we're really enlightening and enhancing ourselves. Good for all ages.
Can you tell us a little bit, Darsha, about you were speaking to this in the previous slide, but how this positive climate and social play are so embedded and really married together. And as you were talking, I was also thinking about how when you have such positive experience like this, when you do have a disruption or negative emotions, you want to cool down because you want to return, right? Because it's such a positive experience. So can you tell us a little bit about this?
So our heritage, again, and we've used to do this until a few hundred years ago in Europe, regular festivals and playfulness and social enjoyment before work became the priority for everybody. This was common and is still common in most traditional societies, where you spend a lot of time together, gathered together to sing, to dance, to have, local ways of singing and local ways of dancing, and to be able to tease and laugh together, having myths and stories that are handed down across generations, telling jokes or laughing at the absurdity of life. And in our ancestral context, nomadic foragers, they even sit very close together, even though there's a big savanna and you could sit, feet, yards away from one another. They're sitting shoulder to shoulder. They're holding hands when they walk through the jungle. And part of the reason for this is, we know that oxytocin is flowing and calmness is flowing as they share that embodiedness with one another. So those are the references. And we have lots more information at evolvednest.org and other places too. So look us up. Do you have any last words, Mary?
I would just say that we all have the potential to contribute to a positive culture and a positive climate that benefits not only ourselves, but others. And so just by being aware of your potential to be able to contribute that is really exciting.
Yes. Thanks for your attention.